It's Wednesday night, and it is week 4 of marathon prep. I'm running with my dad. He's training for the Crim, which is a 10-mile road race in...
I thought it was 5.
No, it's a 10-mile road race in downtown Flint. I did just under 6 miles today on the Fenton track on my lunch break. The real feel was 100 degrees outside, and it was a tempo workout. That sucked. There's really no other way to put it. However, I completed it, hit my paces, and I believe the reason that workout was successful was because of fuel. I noticed a major difference when I fuel correctly versus when I don't fuel. For example, this is only a 3-mile run tonight, but I'm not fueled. I don't have any water with me. It's still hot, it's still humid, and I'm feeling this run. However, you are too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamburgers right before aren't a good idea.
Week 4, I'm just trucking along. Haven't really thought about how much running sucks. I'm just kind of saying this is what it is, and we're getting it done. What?
You want to listen to music?
Listen to music. I like it. So I'm out here. Here's my mom. She's also training for the Crim. And my brother is over there doing his own thing. He hates distance running. He just wants to be a sprinter. It's a family affair, and life is good.
Small problem. I can't even remember what week it is. I think it's week 4. Week 4 of marathon prep. I have not been intentional about running because this week has been so busy. Personal life has been crazy and busy. And so it's Friday morning, and between today and tomorrow, I have to run 23 miles in order to hit goal for the week. Can I do it? Yeah, I can. It is 55 degrees outside, which I'm not complaining about. Feels like I need to go get cider and donuts immediately, and I'm gonna cherish the cooler weather, because next week I'm gonna have to run somewhere very hot, 23 miles in 2 days. I've never done that before, but there's always a first time for everything. This has just been a crazy week. If you're not intentional, well, you're gonna have to run 23 miles in 2 days. I gotta start this run.
I knocked out 8 miles this morning. I didn't have time to run anymore, just again because of the busyness of this week. And so it's about 10 a.m. on Friday, July 18th. And between now and 11:59 p.m. tomorrow, I have to hit 15 miles. I don't care how I get there. Maybe I'll run again today. Maybe I'll just wake up early tomorrow morning and drop 15 miles. I feel good. My body feels really good. My legs feel really good. I'm sort of surprised at how good I feel and how good today's run felt. It's essentially a fall day in the middle of summer. And if this is what weather is on race day.
Race day?
Race day. Yeah, for the actual race that I'm training for. You and Mommy and Banks are going to come watch me. That's why I'm running so much right now, because I'm training for a really far race.
Well, is it like gonna be a teddy bear trot or what?
It's definitely not going to be a teddy bear trot.
Maybe when I get bigger I can go on that.
That'd be awesome.
It's usually for boys.
No, it's not just for boys. Girls run it too.
Okay.
Yeah, we can run a marathon together someday. The first half mile of today's run, was the most challenging, and I had to remind myself that I'm climbing a mountain. I have to get to a 50-mile week, and I can't give up, because all of this time that I'm spending doing this, all the effort that I'm putting in, all the time I'm taking away from my family to run these miles, I can't let it be a waste. And I can't show up on race day with my family watching me and perform
Your family
terrible for
can
them.
Watch you.
Yeah, you guys are gonna watch me, and I hope you cheer me on.
I think I'm gonna bring pom-poms.
Pom-poms? Yeah, exactly. So I can't go into this race where my daughter's bringing pom-poms. That's my motivation. I'm focused on when my family is watching me run this race in October, I want to impress them. And the only way I can do that is if I put the work in now. I just sort of accepted the fact that I'm just running. I am Forrest Gump from now until October 4th. I am Forrest Gump. Just because life happens doesn't mean I can stop running. I've committed to this. I've signed up for this thing, and there's no reason why I can't do that. Whether or not I become a morning person by the end of this, I don't know. But what I am hoping is to gain enough XP to unlock a beard for my character, because I can't grow a beard. Week 4 of marathon prep. It was pretty boring, and I don't think that is a bad thing. They say that it takes 21 days to build a habit, and so if that's true, it makes sense that week 4 just sort of feels like this is a part of my life now. The habit is well formed. That doesn't mean that running still isn't a challenge every day, and that motivation is just at an all-time high. But it does mean that every part of my mental and just my body knows this is what we're doing right now. We are training for a marathon, and every day we are going to run, except for Sundays. 15 miles yesterday was not on the agenda. It was not on the training calendar, but I just acquired a pretty good amount of running debt that I had to pay off. So what was supposed to be an 11-mile run turned into a 15-mile run. With that being said, I know that in the previous clip I talked about how I wasn't intentional with running this week. However, I was intentional with the responsibilities and priorities that need to come before running. And I'm pretty happy with that. I was intentional with my faith. I was intentional with my family. I was intentional with my job. And running, it comes farther down on the priority list. That's not an excuse to say, well, I guess I'm just not going to do it, because you still got to get it done. But sometimes that means you acquire running debt and you just have to go do something a little more challenging than you would have to begin with. Last year I was on a run, and I spent a lot of time in prayer on runs, a lot of time listening to scripture, and I was sort of just ranting and venting last year. Jesus, if you came to bring abundant life, I'm following you, but I don't feel like my life is abundant. And what I heard from him was, your priorities are out of whack. And so since then, the lesson that I learned in that was that if you're not experiencing that abundant life, you should probably take a look at your priorities. And so this week, I prioritized the correct things, and therefore life was abundant. That doesn't mean that you don't face hardships, but that does mean life is fulfilling. And so that's what this week was. I'm really thankful for that. I did lose a little bit of sleep over the 15 miles because it was daunting. It took me about 5 miles to really warm up and get in a rhythm. But after that 5 miles, I was golden, and I PR'd my half marathon, and I was in zone 2 heart rate the whole time. And I feel like I'm in a really good position right now. I've spent a lot of time practicing fueling this week with the G1M Sport and the G1M Sport Plus that I talked about in last week's recap video. I highly recommend both of those, but the G1M Sport Plus has changed the game for me as far as motivation goes. I wake up, and as I've said before, I hate mornings. I'm never super motivated to run. I talked about this, I think, in the preseason videos, but I get the Wednesday scaries with running, and this G1M Sport Plus has taken that away from me, because I'll spend 30 minutes prior to my run stretching, rolling out, and during that time I'm drinking this G1M Sport Plus. And by the time I finish that, I feel so laser focused and ready to go, and it just has changed everything for me. So as long as I can get out of bed and start drinking that, I don't know if it's the caffeine or the nootropics, but it's no joke. They get you laser focused. Week 5 of marathon prep is going to be less boring, and I'll explain more as to why that is in the week 5 recap video. However, it's going to be my most challenging week yet, and possibly my most challenging week throughout this entire prep, just because of where I am. As always, dare to fail and keep doing great things.